surrender. And we, as Muslims, we know all about surrender. Muslims have been surrendering to everything. Airport security is, let's go through the machine. All right, we got that. Surrender. But surrender to who? Allah. Submission. Okay, we submit to Allah. Then obedience. We obey Allah. Third word, obey. Fourth word, sincerity. We have to be sincere with Allah. Not 99.99%. No, 100% for Allah. Otherwise, not accepted. So already we got 4 words. Surrender, submission, obedience, sincerity. When I'm doing all of this stuff, what am I going to get out of it? The word has it in there. Peace. A lot of Muslims, they will say, Islam is peace. No, that's salam. We don't say Islam alaikum. We say salam alaikum. Because what? The name of Allah is in the word Islam. Huh? What? The name of Allah, when you get through with the salah, what are you supposed to say? Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Allahumma antis salam wa minka salam. What do you think that means? That's his name. Allah's many names. 99 that we know of. One of his names is Salam. We didn't realize that, maybe. Now, next time you say Salam Alaikum, you realize why it's so important for them to respond back with something even better. You just say, Allah's Salam be upon you. Whoa. But that's not all. Salama. You lived in Saudi for a while. You know the Arabs, how they are. They say, we translate it as bye-bye. But that's not it. They say, ma salama. What do you think that means? It is telling people the highest way of saying bye-bye to somebody. In Arabic, you're saying Allah's protection and safety be on you. Is that right? Ma salama. It's real fast. Salama. You can even say it like that. Salama. But it has a rich, beautiful meaning. That's not all. Now we've had safety. What about security? This is also in that same word, salam. Because, face it, if you don't have security, can you really be at peace? And can you really have security if you don't have safety? So this is, again, look at this. It has to be all together. So you surrender, you submit, and you obey in sincerity. But look what you get. Safety, security, and peace of Almighty Allah, the one who created you from a drop. He created us. And he started out the Quran telling us exactly who he is and who we are. But before I do that, I'd like to get into some other areas. Back to the subject of people misunderstanding. What about the Muslims? Do we misunderstand anything about Islam? No, we know everything. Yeah. We used to go to the sheikh, now we go to Sheikh Google. We have everything. I pull out my phone, I can tell you anything. Right? I want to ask you, do you know what the very first word in the Quran is? What the very first, open up the Quran, what's the first word? Bismi, right? How do you translate Bismi? Bismillah. You say, in. Really? Anybody here know? By the way, you can raise your hand. That's okay. Anybody here know that that's wrong? Yeah. If I translate in the name of Allah, back to Arabic, I've got to say Bismillah. I want to talk about the first word, revealed. What was the first word? It wasn't Bismi. It was what? Iqra. Yeah, you can talk to the Imam. It's okay. What does Iqra mean? Obviously, after what you just heard from me, you know that I'm not going to say it means read, right? What does Iqra mean? Recite. Who said that? Alhamdulillah. Recite. Now, look at this. I want you to pay attention now, because somebody fabricated a hadith and stuck it here just so that it would say the meaning. Get this meaning out of it. Have you ever heard the scenario that goes on in the cave? The Prophet ﷺ is there in the cave, and the angel comes to him. It's in Ramadan. It's at nighttime. And we're agreeing with all of that because it's in the Quran. But what is it that angel says? He says, Iqra. And then, what is next? The false hadith said, Ana ummi. I'm illiterate. But the Prophet ﷺ said, Ma ana bikari. What is a qari? Now, if you know a little bit of Arabic, you know that this is the person who comes and stands and leads the salat for us in Tarawih, right? He's the qari. We don't call him a reader. He's a reciter. So the Prophet ﷺ said, I am not a reciter. So now what does Iqra mean? It means recite. Some people understand it to be read today because of so many brainwashing over the 800 years since the translation. But it still doesn't make it right. Absolutely doesn't make it right to make up a hadith. It was not a shame at that time, the Prophet time, it was not a shame to be illiterate because you didn't know how to read or write. 99% of all the people walking on the earth didn't know how to read or write. That was not a big deal to them. It was a big deal to learn to read and write. Whoa, you know, he has a cousin that met somebody one time that could read. Oh, wow. This guy has a cousin who, what are you talking about? We put such an emphasis on it today that we demand that our children, you don't even get out of college. You don't even get married until you have at least some degrees. Is that true? Why? That's okay. That's not a problem. But why? You blame it on Allah. You say, Iqra, the first word in the Quran, means read. Oh, really? I think it means recite. And if you wanted to insist on that, then why don't you have your children memorizing the Quran instead of memorizing philosophy and things that will take them away from Islam? Duh. All right, I'll wind it up now. I've got it to a point. I got you curious. I hope, inshallah, you'll continue searching. Maybe you'll find out maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was a lot more you could say. I'm happy for you to do that. What is the last word in the Quran? Or the last word? It starts out with the name of Allah, Bismillah. But it ends with who is the message to. It doesn't say Muslim. It doesn't say mu'min. What does it say? Minul jinnati wan nas. For the jinn and human beings. Subhanallah. That message in there exposes the real truth of what Islam is supposed to be. The problem is not the message. It's those who have been left behind to convey that message. Us. We're not doing a very good job. We need to work.